Hi everyone, and welcome on Migrant Dr. Mom. My name is Anna, and glad that you could find time to tune in. Today I just want to talk about migration and the issue of visa, the various types of visas that you can use to travel, mainly to Australia. So I've had the opportunity to travel on various occasions. I think previously I've used a 3 month tourist visa, and then I was granted a tourist visa for a period of 12 months with episodes where you would come in and not exceed 3 months on every visit. And that gives you a lot more flexibility. And so I intend to dive into the various visa types that one can use when coming to Australia. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a migration agent. I have no training with regards to things to do with migration, but this is just me extensively researching and looking at the information available on the Department of Foreign Affairs, and I will share the link at the end of this video. So there are various ways. Obviously, for any country, any foreign country, you need a visa, which is a document that will allow you to be legally in a country. And the good thing with Australian visas, it's not, it's a label-free visa. And what I mean by that is you don't need a stamp or a sticker in your visa. You're able just to most of the times you're able to apply online, get visa is granted, so you get an email notification, and if you can get onto your email account, you can also access that information, and the government is able to use the Vivo platform to be able to assess, or if anybody wanted to see if you're legally here, you'll be able to easily access that information. So there are various ways one can be legally in Australia. So one of them is either whether you're coming as a tourist, whether you're coming in for work, and then there are the permanent visas, and obviously there's a citizenship. So because these visas are so varied, I'll try to cover as much as I can, but I would encourage us to, if you're interested or you're planning to travel, even before you speak to your agent, migration agent, have an idea of what visas are available, so that when you're going out to speak to somebody, you're coming from an area of informed knowledge, and then therefore you're just seeking that information. And sometimes you may actually end up not using one. Like in our case, we've never quite used a migration agent, and all the information has gladly been available on the website, and most of the times we've been able just to put in our applications without much problems, and most of the time things have just gone through okay. So today's video will just mainly focus on tourist visas, because this is quite extensive, as I mentioned, and I won't be able to cover all these types of visas in one video, because it's going to be long and probably too much information. So today let's just cover tourist visa, and yeah, and in a nutshell, you can be able to come to Australia on a tourist visa. I'll go through the various visa categories, and most times you're able to come in for a period of 3 months, but this can be extended to 12 months. Most times it's 3 monthly or 6 monthly, or the entire 12 months, depending on your circumstances and what Department of Immigration offers you. Okay, so the first visa, the one that I've used quite a bit, is the subclass visa 600. So under that, you can apply offshore or onshore. Offshore is you're outside the country, and that's the visa that I used when I first came to Australia. To look around. So the offshore tourist stream visa, the subclass 600, allows a tourist or someone coming in to be able to come, either see family, visit friends and family, tour the country, and just have that experience of coming into Australia. And obviously, the longest period you can get is 12 months. And most times it's 3 months or 6 months or 12 months period. And to be able to meet your visa requirements, you need to go through your visa grant and see how long you're expected to be. Like, for example, the first time that I came, I was on this visa for 3 months, and then I had to exit. Okay, and then when one of our parents came, she was on the visa for 6 months, a total of 1 year, but on every visit you could exit after 6 months. So you need to look at your visa grant and see so that you're not you're abiding by the law and not becoming illegal. So the main requirements of this visa is you need to have a good reason of coming into Australia. And then the other requirement is you need to show that you have enough funds to support your visit in Australia. Okay. So, also, just to mention, the subclass 600 is $145 Australian dollars, and the requirements of this visa is, like I mentioned, apart from having enough money and all, they expect you not to work on this visa. Okay, so the second visa under subclass 600 is the family sponsored family stream. And in sponsored family stream is similar, almost similar to the first visa that I talked about. But the difference is in this visa, you are sponsored by a family member. And a family member, by definition, it's either a parent, aunt, brother, sister, and all that. You can check the requirements when I will share the link. But by and large, you need a family member in Australia who's a citizen or a permanent resident, and that member should be able to invite you to come to Australia. And this family member will sort of take the responsibility of the financial side of things, and they may actually be required to pay a bond, especially if the government is suspicious or thinking that the person will come here and probably not abide by the set visa requirements. And the bond may be varied depending on what they decide or what they think. And so this visa is actually a very good visa if you want to bring a parent or a sibling or yeah, by and large, I think the most success rate I have seen from my friends and from colleagues is family members, especially parents, because parents, obviously, the risk of them staying behind is a bit minimal and that sort of thing. So normally this visa, again, has a max of 12 months. And I have seen some of my friends' parents or moms coming over for a whole 1 month without exiting. But our parent had to come for 6 months, and she had to exit after 6 months, come back in, and exit again and come back in. So the period of how much you need to stay in again is stipulated on your visa grant. Okay. Again, the amount is $145, and the main requirements is you need to show some financial ability to be able to bring in that family member. I think for our case, we had to supply our bank statements. We had to supply and say we had a house that could accommodate her and that sort of thing. And then obviously you need to show how related you are, because sometimes I see people who apply and they forget to show the connection. Just don't assume that they will know it's your mom or your dad. Put in that birth certificate, put in your parents' passport, and all that. And all this information, like I said, will be readily available when you click in and when you go to your IMI account and you're about to start application. All that information will be there. And if you just follow it step by step and provide all the information they need, then most likely your visa will come through. And obviously you can apply this offshore as well. The third visa is I'll have to keep referring because this next visa that I'm going to talk about, I didn't actually know about them. So there's an approved destination status stream visitor subclass 600. And mainly this is for citizens of certain countries like Republic of China, and normally it's used by travelers who are coming in maybe for an approved sort of travel or a tour that's organized by a recognized travel agent. And like I mentioned, it's for citizens of China within an organized tour group. And normally the requirements is you must remain on that group for that period of time that you are in Australia. The next visa is the frequent traveler visa stream, 600 still. Again, it's for specific for the citizens of the Republic of China, and mainly it's for people who are traveling either to come and do business or personal reasons, and can be granted actually up to a period of 10 years, and but each time you need to travel every 3 monthly, and it costs slightly a bit more expensive. It's 1,085. The other visa is the e-visitor visa. This one they call it subclass 651, I think. And the e-visitor visa is actually a free visa. That's the thing that's quite interesting. It's a free visa. But then the requirements is you need to come from an eligible country. And there's a list of countries. On top of my head, there's Canada, there's Denmark, there is what's the other one? Belgium, Croatia, and a few other countries on there that you can easily find on the Department of Foreign Affairs. Those in Africa, those in the States, those in like countries like Philippines and South Asia and the likes are not on that list. So this is specific visa that's geared towards people who are on a certain passport and in certain countries only. And normally it's for people that want to come visit their family and friends, maybe come and have a holiday or cruise the country and undertake some business visitor activities. And normally they can stay up to 3 months for every visit that they come in. And most times it's a quick visa. It's processed within a day. It's free, and or you can even process it offline as well, offshore as well. The other visa is the one that is called special category visa, which is a subclass 444. And in this visa, you can visit, you can study, you can work, especially if, and this is mainly for citizens of New Zealand. It's a temporary visa, okay? So in most times when you come in at the airport, you can apply for it at the airport, and each time you leave, it ceases, and every time you come in, you need to reapply again. The only time, obviously, is if you became an Australian permanent resident or citizen, then obviously this visa lapses. The cost is basically a free visa. You can apply and it can easily be processed at the airport, okay? And and sometimes if you get into Australia and you want to apply for this, it may take a bit longer. So preferably if you're coming from New Zealand and you're touring the country, it's 444, and it's a special category visa that you need to get onto, and it's a temporary visa as well, free, no costing card. The next visa that you can use to come into the country is a business visa, and this is to specific businesses, and I think there are requirements there that you need to meet for you to be able to use this visa, and you can apply up to 3 months. You can come and go, but you cannot sell your items when you come. So you're basically maybe coming for a business meeting or to seal deals and stuff like that, but you cannot actually sell your wares or sell your services while you're in the country. And obviously you cannot work as well. There is a visa called the medical tour visa. And this medical tour visa is mainly, as the word says, is mainly for people either who are coming in to seek medical treatment, or people that are coming in to be an organ donor, or people that are accompanying somebody that's coming to seek medical treatment. So obviously there are requirements that you need to meet in terms of there's the required documentation and what you need to submit. And again, all this information is quite readily available on the website. And when you click in to start applying for such a visa, obviously you'll see the requirements that they need. But for every visa that you apply for, obviously I would highly recommend you try and put in as much information. If you think that this document is going to help, however negligible you think it will, as long as it is a bit related to the reason of why you're coming in, obviously throw it in there. You can put in as much information as you want, and then that way there will not be a delay in processing because they're missing one document or they're missing two documents, because that's going to increase your processing period. Most of the visas that I've talked about, you realize that they don't allow you to work when you come. So it's mainly coming to visit and to tour or to see family and friends and that sort of thing. But I did come across the visa that's called working holiday visa, or working holiday visa. So you have the first one, the second one, and the third one. And obviously you need to meet the requirements of the first one for you to transition to the second one again, and then be able to transition to the third one. And if you look at the website, you realize that these are workers that are coming. So either they will come in mainly because of an occupation that is in dire need. I've seen it mainly used, like farmers who need workers on their land. They will come in, people will come in, and then, so there are specific sectors that are that are needing such people to come in on such visas and then find work. So you, at the same time, you're holidaying, but you're working either to fund that trip that you've come to attend to. So you need to meet the requirements for the first one, which can be up to 12 months, and then you get the second one, and subsequently you can do the third one. And there's another visa that you can actually work and study. Okay, so again, we will cover that when I'm talking about the study visas and that sort of thing. So just to finalize, in terms of coming to Australia for a short period of time, either as a tourist or either to see your family, or whether you're transitioning through coming in for a cruise or a short period of time, basically. These are the various visas that you can use, mostly the subclass 600. But remember, under the subclass 600, there are a couple of them. So the first one, like I talked about, is mainly when you're coming, just to summarize, is mainly when you're coming for maybe a conference, maybe for professionals out there, maybe you're coming for your exams, like doctors coming for exams, or you're coming to attend a certain conference and stuff like that. So that's the visa to use. And then at the same time, the family sponsored visa, again, you can come in either for a graduation, you can come in either to see a newborn, you can come in for various reasons that you want to come and see family, but your family member needs to be an approved sponsor. By an approved sponsor, like I mentioned, is they need to be a permanent resident, or they need to be a citizen, and they need to show that they have financial capacity to be able to accommodate you. And sometimes they may be called upon to give a bond, and that bond is just reassuring the government that you are actually coming in just to visit, and that you're not going to overstay your visa or try to get out from going back to your home country. Okay, and then obviously there are these visas that are specific to the people of China, the Republic of China, that they can come in for, meet certain requirements and come in. And then obviously there is the medical tour visa, and the visa that you can actually come in and work at the same time. So thank you so much for tuning in. And the next segment of the video, I will probably be speaking about student visas, and then thereafter work visas, and hopefully the permanent visas. So it's going to be a bit of a series there. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, by all means, like it, share it, subscribe. Let's try and reach out to many people, because there is a knowledge gap out there. And even just in my researching this topic, I realized there's so many visas that I wasn't aware of, and that there are many ways that you can reach that dream of coming to Australia and living out here. Thank you so much. God bless.